All right, today we're talking about abortion. Now, why did I pick such a controversial topic? Because I feel like I talk about whatever the hell I want on this channel. And specifically, we're going to be talking about abortion debates and how they usually go two different ways. Okay, and we're also going to talk a bit about Ben Shapiro because I feel like it. So they usually go either the It's Dean routes, where it's, and if you don't know who Dean is, I'll give you some context. He's this TikTok debater, and my friend apparently heard about him, and he told me about him. I watched like 10 to 15 minutes of his debate with some stupid lady or some ignorant lady. Let me be nice. Excuse me. And they were just talking. This guy, he's gay. I don't know if he's gay. He just sounds gay and looks gay. And he's a TikTok debater, and I heard about him. I was trying to join to debate him, but it wouldn't let me because I don't have enough followers apparently on TikTok because I don't use TikTok. Anyways, so that's the context on Dean. It's Dean. With that being said, I mean, his debates usually go, well, life starts at conception. No, it doesn't. And then they just go back and forth on that point. I mean, it's pretty dumb. I mean, it's how most abortion debates go, or they go the second way where it's like, well, God exists and God said abortion is wrong. And the person's like, well, no, because I don't believe in God. So you completely waste your time on both sides, right? And I'll quickly talk about Ben Shapiro. Ben Shapiro, the way his abortion debates go is he usually wins them because the other person he's talking to is just dumb. They don't know anything. Listen, they always talk about like steal Ben Shapiro's debate tactics. Ben Shapiro debates like this. If you debate like this, it'll be as good as Ben Shapiro. I'm going to tell you right now that I'm going to give you the secret, okay? Don't go on YouTube searching how to debate like Ben Shapiro. Don't like these 10, it's gonna be 10 videos talking about how to debate like Ben Shapiro. I'm gonna tell you right now, I'm gonna save you all that time. Learn about logical fallacies and the 3 basic argument formats, and you're gonna be as good as Ben Shapiro, because Ben Shapiro is not actually a good debater. He's a pseudo good debater, because the truth is, he's not a complete idiot. He's a mid-debater in reality, but because he debates all of these stiffs, these complete stiffs, he seems like this, oh my god, what a debater, right? It's all a facade. It's smoke and mirrors. He's not really that good of a debater. So those debates where the person gets absolutely destroyed is usually because they're just dumb. So anyways, we'll go over the two interesting the abortion debate paths that usually happen, which is either, like I said, life starts at conception. Well, no, it doesn't. Life starts at conception. No, it doesn't. Or God exists and he says it's wrong. Well, God doesn't exist. I don't believe in God. So give me another reason. Well, God said it's wrong. They just go back and forth on the same points. It's a complete waste of time because both argument formats are completely based on presuppositions. I know there's a quote from Alexander Vilenkin that goes, scientific theory is only as good as its assumptions. And I feel like that kind of applies here. I mean, you're in these two contexts, the arguments are really only as good as your presuppositions, in that if you already agree with the presupposition that life starts at conception, then they seem like they win. If you had the presupposition that life doesn't start at conception, then, I mean, it looks like the other person is just spewing crap. Same thing goes with whether or not you believe in God. So it's like, so I'll go over the first thing, conception. I mean, to me, it seems like rational intuition that life starts at conception. I mean, kind of think about it like this, like Michelle Obama's standing over here, right, in front of where my pen is. And we're looking at Michelle Obama right here. And I'm like, that's a dude right there. That's rational intuition. Obviously, that's a dude. Michelle Obama's a dude. Michael Obama right there. Now the person's like, no. She's pretty. Can't be a dude. She's pretty. Yeah, I agree she's pretty. Pretty manly. I mean, have you looked at Michelle Obama? Michelle Obama is clearly a man. If you don't think Michelle Obama is a man, then no one can convince you that Michelle Obama is a man. I mean, it's quite obvious. Now, I'll use another example because maybe some of you aren't on the cutting edge like me. My regular viewers are, but some aren't. It's okay. Imagine there was a tomato on a countertop. We're in the kitchen and there's a countertop right there. We're in a female habitat and there's a tomato on the countertop. And I wasn't supposed to lie. Anyways, there's a tomato on the countertop, right? And we're both looking at it. Me and this other dude that thinks Michelle Obama is a female. And I'm like, that tomato right there is red, right? And that person's like, no, that tomato's blue. It's red. Look at it. It's clearly red. That person's like, nah, it's blue. How can you convince that person that the tomato is blue? you're just going to go on for ages, right? Back and forth. You're not going to get anywhere. And that's exactly how this life at conception thing is. If you don't already believe life starts at conception, then there's nothing we can do. There's no debate to be had. That belief's not going to change. It's one of those beliefs where it's like, well, I just can't convince you. I give up. I can't convince you of my position. Okay? And the thing is, that's where the debate starts. It's not like, because usually in a debate that happens, after a long series of points, and at some point, like, all right, we're kind of at the deadlock here. But this is at the very start. Life starts at conception. No, it doesn't. You're going to be debating the same point for an hour and a half, and you're not going to get anywhere. You can never convince someone that life starts at conception if you don't already believe that. Next would be about God's existence. And really, to be honest, this is the only way we can actually get a point across. Because the truth is, objective truths, objective morality, because this is a moral question. Is abortion right or wrong? And it's a moral question. Right? Not good or bad, like a bad chess move or a good chess move. More like, is it morally good? Is it morally bad? Right? This type of standard can only come from God. So, really, the only route is to change the presupposition here, because you can't say, well, God said abortion is wrong. God said life starts at the womb. You shouldn't kill, and thou shalt not kill. Don't get an abortion. And the other person's like, well, I don't believe in God. Where are you supposed to go from there? It's a completely presuppositional argument. Depending on the presuppositions, your presuppositions will determine your end outcome. Right? You can't debate on abortion. What we really should be debating on is, well, does God exist, and did God give this command? That's really how the abortion debate should go, because that's the more productive form. Because when you're debating about God's existence, you can actually pull out some evidence, you actually pull out some arguments, and you can debate on the arguments. When you argue about Christianity or Islam or deism, you can argue on the points, right? You can't argue on abortion points because it's completely based on your presuppositions. So that's how the debate changes. So if someone's, like this Dean guy, it's like, he was talking about, like, well, abortion is morally good because of this, right? It's like, well, I mean, where do you get your, like, to me, in my head, I wanted to go and debate him, but I couldn't because it wouldn't let me. I was like, well, good by what standard? I mean, if you don't believe in God, if you're an atheist, as I assume he is, because he talks about, gay marriage, he was talking about, well, God said this. I mean, in slavery in the Bible. I mean, he talks like a Reddit atheist, so I assume he's an atheist. I mean, where do you get your objective moral standard from if you don't believe in God? I mean, how can you say anything's morally good? How can you say anything's morally bad? It's just a neutral thing. You can't really debate against someone that says abortion's morally wrong, can you? And there's no standard to debate on. Then the other person's like, well, God said it's wrong. God said abortion's wrong. God said life starts with the womb. That's why abortion's wrong. Thou shalt not kill. It's like, well, realize that argument means absolutely nothing to Dean because he doesn't believe in God. So the debate changes by, okay, it'll be like, I would go like this. Okay, well, I believe abortion's wrong because God said it's wrong given the text we have. I understand that you don't believe in God, so let's actually debate that point, because it's a waste of time to go in this roundabout about abortion, because both of our positions are completely based on presuppositions we hold. In this case, does God exist and did God give this command? So it's not a debate about abortion, let's debate about those two things. Boom. That's a more productive debate. And of course, there's going to be a bunch of carryover. I mean, not only are you going to start debating on abortion, you're going to start debating on homosexuality, this, that, and the third. This is how you change the debate on abortion. This is what abortion debate should really be. Now, can you make a secular argument for life starting at conception? Sure. But like I said, if someone doesn't already believe life starts at conception, how are you going to convince them? It's like trying to convince someone that Michelle Obama's a man. I mean, if you can't tell, then you just need Jesus. So, I'm going to finish this out by talking about society and abortion, because the truth is, and this is the results of how actually changing debate and really changing minds. This is the only way you can convince someone. If they start believing in God, they start believing in Christianity, then they have no choice but to think abortion is wrong if they truly believe. So this is the only way to really change things. And when you change things, we'll first start by talking about how detrimental abortion is. Abortion is murder. Killing a human life. Not giving a human life a chance. I know it's cliche, but I mean, imagine if you were aborted. Imagine all the experiences you would have left out on. And I know a bunch of goth, emo, edgy kids would be like, well, I wish that happened. Do you really? I mean, if you had joy for at least 1 second in your life, then I would say it was worth it. And I say every single person, no matter how terrible their life is, they enjoy at least 1 second. Because the truth is, not enjoying life, being depressed, all these different things, these are really privileges. Because in third world countries where babies are dying at like 2 years old because some diarrhea thing that hasn't been a problem in Western societies for centuries or even longer, perhaps, even they find joy. I mean, have you watched those documentaries? I remember Andrew Tate made this joke, but seriously, it's actually a serious point. Let's drop something. Look at all these documentaries with these Africans who live in huts made out of straw and bamboo or whatever the hell they use. I mean, they're still dancing around happy. And like diapers. It's underwear. I mean, it looks like a diaper, but I guess it's underwear. And they're happy. They're dancing around like, yeah! They're dancing around like some people. They look happier than a lot of people that won the lottery. Their reactions. And they're not even doing anything. They're just dancing in a circle. And you're telling me, the Cowboys lost their playoff game. I have depression. I'm so sad. Being depressed, being sad, these are all privileges, all right? And the reason why that's relevant to the abortion thing is because this is an argument a lot of people make. Well, this kid's not going to have a very good life, so you should abort it. You should abort the kid. You should kill the kid because he's not going to have a very good life. Well, I mean, by that standard, should these Africans even be allowed to have kids if it's so terrible? Oh, wait. Oh, so we shouldn't force it, but we should have the option to. So we're like the arbiters of whether or not someone's gonna have a good life, and it's completely subjective. I mean, that argument doesn't even make sense. Makes literally no sense. I mean, it should be either if the kid's not projected to have a good life, you should kill in the womb, which no one's gonna agree to that because it's absurd, or you shouldn't. It shouldn't be this middle thing like, well, you have the option to if the kid isn't gonna have a good life. I mean, that argument is so stupid. It doesn't even make any sense. Anyways. And of course, this is one of the worst things for the black community because who's getting the most abortions? Black women. They're killing. I mean, they talk about, slavery was so bad or whatever, and then they vote Democrat. I mean, the Democrats are killing more black people than the slave owners did. I mean, at least the slave owners didn't kill the people. I mean, now they're aborting the kids. I mean, they're killing record amounts of black people through abortion. And a lot of people don't even realize that. And they vote Democrat, and it keeps happening over and over again. And also, now we're going to talk about the actual benefits of eliminating abortion, having everyone understand that abortion is morally wrong. There's going to be more morality, not only because abortion is morally wrong, and people understanding that will lead to a more moral society, but also because there's going to be less promiscuity, because you see a lot of these women, I've seen a lot of these women, it's a very disgusting thing, to be honest. They're like, I've gotten my 6th abortion. That's just awful. I mean, that's just disgusting. But, if a woman can't just get an abortion, because the thing is, it's very easy for a woman just to sleep with a dude, because even if things go wrong and I end up having a kid, or you end up getting pregnant, I should say, I could just kill the baby. I mean, it's okay. If that option's taken away, then guess what? They're going to have to be more careful about their decisions. Well, I don't think this guy actually loves me. I think he just wants me for my big titties. So I'm not going to let him sleep with me because if I have a baby with him, he's not going to be around. That's the natural order of society. I mean, think about how it was a long time ago, or not even that long ago, to be honest. Abortion is a very new thing. It's a very barbaric, but new thing. I mean, this is how women had to filter out their man. I'm not going to let that man near me. I'm not going to let that man in me, let alone, because he doesn't seem like a worthy protector, and maybe he'll leave me when I do get pregnant. That's the natural order of humans. That's how it should go. And of course, we're also going to have more babies. More babies are going to be born. I mean, that's just beautiful. Do I even have to articulate why more children being born is good? Again, I mean, it's like the Michelle Obama being a man thing. I mean, if you can't tell that having babies is a good thing, then I don't know what to tell you. And, of course, probably the most important is going to be more conversions to Christianity, because realize, if you convince someone that God exists, if you convince someone that Christianity is true, then they're going to convert. Logic. If they have any sense of logic, at least, they're going to convert. and become a Christian. And that's the greatest thing. Go and make disciples, as Jesus said. Now, I'll reiterate quite quickly as my final point that when it comes to any debate topic, not only just about God or Christianity, you can't force someone to believe something. At the end of the day, if they're going to believe if they don't want to believe, they don't want to believe. So I want to iterate that point because I feel like a lot of people might take what I'm saying the wrong way and then try forcing their points down other people's throats. That's not the point. The point is you plant seeds, right? You have these discussions, and if the other person is willing to believe, will actually look at the evidence, more times than not, they're going to end up being a theist, and specifically a Christian theist. So abortion debates are a complete waste of time as far as how they're conducted usually. I think if it changes to this, then we'll actually have more productive debates, and it will lead to great things in society.